Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about the fact that it looks like 100% sure, at least 99% sure, Caitlin Clark is not going to play in the Unrivaled League, which is no surprise.
Yeah.
And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next video and make Rob happy.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rob, I've been saying all along, I didn't think she was going to play. I don't think she should play. I don't think this is a surprise. The Unrivaled League seemed to want to indicate there was some chance that Caitlin Clark was going to play and was trying to build up the suspense, but I never really thought it was going to happen, and I don't blame her.
Me neither, Mark. I kept on stating, they keep on throwing. They were throwing money at her, and they were trying to entice her with some of her players that are coming in the 3-on-3 from her team to come to play. And I already knew it was going to happen. I don't know why.
Well, Rob, why would they throw money at her? She was not much of a factor in terms of why the WNBA and college basketball became more popular over the last year.
Oh yeah, that's right, Mark.
It was a group thing. It was Angel Reese too, and everybody else. It wasn't Angel Reese. Why is she important in the Unrivaled League? She wasn't that important to the WNBA's growth this year.
Yeah, I thought she wasn't really that important in the league. Why would they want to put her on a 3-on-3 team?
I find it interesting. They wanted her so bad, but yet she's really not a factor.
Well, they wanted her so bad, but they didn't like her. They said nothing but bad things about her. At least Breanna Stewart didn't say anything about her. Nice, that was nice. So
now Breanna Stewart underrated her and never said anything nice about it. She would be doing everyone else a favor, Rob, because she would help the investors. She would be helping the people that started the league, which was Breanna Stewart and Afisa Collar. Now, Afisa Collar has not been rude to Caitlin Clark in any way, but Breanna Stewart has. She obviously hates and is jealous of Caitlin Clark. And the investors, which includes Gino Ariema, he's one of the investors too. She'd be benefiting all of them and all the players, because the players all have a small ownership in the league. So they'd have more money to pay him salary, and they'd have their ownership actually value would go up if she played for the league. So she'd be benefiting all these women, most of whom who took cheap shots at her and hated her. In fact, Skip Bayless actually had an ex said, good for Caitlin Clark not playing in this new 3-on-3 league. After all the jealousy and resentment she felt last season, all the cheap shots and bullying attempts, she made a late season run in MVP. She's the reason WNBA popularity exploded last season. She doesn't need 3-on-3. Now, it's interesting because he was pulling for Angel Reese most of the year, but he finally came around to his senses.
So once again, Mark, with all this, they were trying to make she would have made, which again, like you said, this league, another league better. Again, she would bring people in to watch this fledgling league.
Well, the interesting thing is, Rob, they can't say they've been building it up for the last 27 years themselves, because this is a fresh new league.
Right. That's one thing they can't.
Now, there was an interesting comment in regards to what Skip Bayless said on X, and that's the reason I put his quote in there, because there was a delusional comment after that. This person said, it's really the other way around. Good for the players that she isn't in Unrivaled. After all the accused jealousy, it didn't happen, Rob. Yeah, there's some grammar problems here, but I'm going to read it how it says.
Right.
After all the accused jealousy, and they hate her attempts down to the racism black women. I know there's some words missing there. Face guarded her. I'm glad they finally get this to themselves. Now they don't have to play down to anyone's standards. Now, I don't know what play down to anyone's standards means, but basically this woman's saying that the jealousy didn't exist and the black women were accused of racism when it wasn't. And I don't know what she means by face that guarded her. I don't know. This is not good.
I think it was from that one play where the one player was face guarding her, and then that one.
They did face guard her.
Yeah, they face guard her.
They finally get to themselves. They had the WNBA to themselves for 27 years, Rob, and they couldn't grow it. So what good did that do? This person's delusional. Someone named J Clutch 2. There's other delusional comments that are in here also. And Reverend Anthony John Issy said, yet the WNBA championship was the most watched in history, and Miss Clark wasn't in the competition. She was fishing. That's not true. It was the most watched in 20 years. It wasn't the most watched in history.
True.
And all the ratings were lower than Caitlin Clark's games, which were in the early rounds. So that,
right.
And then another person says, this is definitely a black person because there's a picture. Jay Ferg says, Reese is more popular than her. Oh.
Poor things.
Another person said, I really wish that you new WNBA fans would stop labeling everything towards her as hate and jealousy. Not everything, just the hate and jealousy that exists.
Yeah, we're just following up on what's happening, what you can see and happening. It's written, that shows. But yeah, I'm glad that she's not in the league because she would bring them up again, and then they would be jealous of her because she'd be paying more money than them, and it's going to keep rolling anyway while she's in the WNBA. But why should she go to another league and get more abuse? On top of that, because she's getting paid. Who does she think? Yeah.
Well, Rod, the ratings are going to be fine. You want to know why? Because Dr. Pinkney says so. He's a black gentleman, got a suit and tie on. He's a doctor. He said, I watch because of Angel Reese, not her. So, well, that's irrelevant. It's the fact that everybody else watched because of Caitlin Clark. That's what's relevant. Yeah, it's so funny. That's why I know now I'm not an X, because it never makes any sense. I only go to X when someone points me in that direction.
Yeah.
But someone else made sense after that. No one ever told Michael Jordan to play pickup games.
Well, he did most of the awesome players like Dr. J and Kareem, and they all went to the Rutgers League in New York, and they would play. Even Kevin Durant, he went there to the Rutgers League, which is the prime league in the summer, for a pickup game, and people are hanging off the light posts and just to see these other players, Dr. J and Walt Frazier, all these players play in the Rutgers League. But This is different. That's 5-on-5. This is 3-on-3. I don't see anybody coming in and hanging from the rafters and beating down the doors, standing in line, waiting outside, peering in through the fence to watch a 3-on-3 women's game. I'm sorry.
No, then someone else said that the Skip, please stay out of the myth that's been created about Caitlin as you try for engagement cheap shots. And they show some physicality that Caitlin Clark did to other people. and just hers, not the 38 cheap shots against Caitlin Clark, just some physicality that Caitlin Clark did in response to what other people did to her. And then a black female named Cynthia Beasley says, she's one of the reasons. Let's not go overboard. One person does not make any league, even if you are Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Shaq, West, Magic, Kareem, to name a few. Yes, but one person made a huge difference this year, and that's what you're not willing to accept. And that's what would have made a huge difference in the Unrivaled League, and they knew that. That's why they offered her $1 million instead of $100,000 or $200,000.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm glad she's not playing, and I'd rather have her play a half a season in Europe or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's get some, because the season next year is only 44 games. And I don't think that's a lot. If I was a professional basketball player, I would want to play more than 44 games. I might not want to play 82. I might want to play 70, like in the NBA. But I would want to play more than 44 games.
The players who've gone over to China in their league, they're blowing up. I was looking at an article how all the players over there are blowing up. Mitchell, I forgot the other few players, but most of the players who are from the WNBA who are playing over in China are doing well, and the competition's good. They're close as far as the teams, as far as standings. So it's exciting.
But they do it more for money, I think. Some of them want more competition. I can't speak for them. Caitlin Clark doesn't need the money.
Yeah.
Well, they do it partly to have more games because they only played 40 this year, and partly to make more money. Caitlin Clark doesn't need the money, so she would only go to play because she wants to play more. And I would play 5-on-5 in Europe, where I'm not going to get cheap shotted by the same women who cheap shot him in the WNBA, than play boring 3-on-3 basketball.
Which is why they formed this league, because they're not making the money, which is a shame.
Right.
They're trying to get the players more money by playing in this league.
Well, it's their attitude is part of the reason they're not making the money, Rob, and they don't even realize they're part of the problem, and they blamed it all on society, saying they didn't give women respect and didn't give black women respect.
Yeah.
and all that. It was sexist and racist. But that's not the reason. Because if you play an exciting brand of basketball, people will watch. And that's what
Make a layup. Make a layup.
What's that, Rob?
I see the college women do it. I don't see the WNBA players doing it.
I am flabbergasted by that. I don't watch a lot of college basketball. I haven't watched a lot this year. You've watched more than I have. But I did not notice as many missed layups when I was watching Iowa Caitlin Clark play in college last year. They did in the WNBA. Now I will stick up for the WNBA in this sense, which I pointed out in another video, is that I think they get away with more fouls in the WNBA, more physicality. So that's why they miss some of the layups. But that doesn't excuse all the missed layups or incidental contacts when they miss the layups that are wide open. So I don't know, Rob. I can't explain that, but if they're the best, this is pretty sad.
We'll see. Well, in a 3-on-3, it's not going to be. I wish it was. I don't know if it's outdoors, but if they don't, if the wind's blowing and stuff like that, you got to make a layup. Otherwise, you're not going to score, especially if you're playing outside.
I don't know, Rob. I didn't find the 3-on-3 Olympic basketball. I realized they weren't big stars that I was watching. I just didn't find it interesting. I know this is going to be full court instead of half court. So I think I'm going to give this analogy with baseball and cricket, because I've watched cricket before because it's at the park where I play for Ultimate Frisbee. And it's a boring version of baseball. I know cricket people don't think that, but it does. It doesn't have as many exciting catches and base running plays as baseball does. So it's a boring version of baseball. 3-on-3 is a boring version of 5-on-5. So I don't understand. They got like 10, 12 investors. I don't understand why they think this league's going to be successful. It's certainly not going to be successful with Caitlin Clark. But it will be interesting to see what kind of ratings they get. And then what happens if Caitlin Clark plays next year, the huge difference that will happen when Caitlin Clark plays, if she does decide to play.
Right.
And, I don't know.
Right, we'll see, Mark. We will see.
I think she doesn't want to get injured for the WNBA season because that's where she wants to make a name for herself, because she wants to go down as the greatest player of all time. And she can't do that in the 3-on-3 league. She can only do that in the 5-on-5 WNBA. Because that's where the history is. And that's what basketball is, 5-on-5.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. But I find it, I was not surprised. I would have been shocked if she actually signed for that. I'm glad she didn't. And they don't deserve her, to tell you the truth.
Nope.
So I'm not going to watch. Maybe if there's a championship game or something like that, I'll watch just out of curiosity. But I'm not going to watch. And I don't know why Asia Wilson didn't play, but it is interesting that she hasn't played. I know supposedly she didn't get along with Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, but it's an opportunity for her to play and make more money. She's complaining about she doesn't get enough money. I guess
and get notarized a little bit more, and get notarized a little bit more who she is.
I am curious, Rob, if she didn't get the endorsements, which I think are a direct result of Caitlin Clark getting endorsements first. If she didn't get endorsements in the shoe deal, which gave her extra money, would she be playing in this league?
Probably.
I think she got extra money this year that she didn't get in the past, and she didn't need the additional money. And I think that's why she's not playing, in addition to the fact that.
Probably.
So she can thank Caitlin Clark for not having to play in this boring 3-on-3 league. But she won't. She'll blame Caitlin Clark. She'll say Caitlin Clark has white privilege, and it's a huge factor that Caitlin Clark is white, and that's why she gets all this publicity. She'll never accept the fact that Caitlin Clark plays in a more exciting brand of basketball than her. She'll never accept that. And neither will anybody else. So we'll see what happens. So good luck promoting it. Good luck, TNT, with your ratings.
Yeah. And we'll be watching, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. So stop it, Rob. Don't try to get me to watch 3-on-3.
Come on, you can do it.
Rob, I don't even watch 3-on-3 men's, Ice Cube has. So why would I watch this? So we can watch, if we want to get a little taste of women's basketball, the college season, I think, is interesting, Rob. I think it's interesting who's going to be player of the year between Juju Watkins and Paige Beckers. And someone else could sneak in, but I doubt it. And who's going to win the college championship this year between South Carolina, USC, and UConn. I think those are interesting stories. And we got other stars that are coming up. So I think that's more interesting than the 3-on-3 league. So I'll be watching. If any women's basketball I watch, it's going to be women's college basketball.
All right, Mark, if you say so.
Until April, and then we can get our Caitlin Clark fix. Unless she plays in Europe, Rob, and they stream it or they put it on some channel that we can watch. Because, I could see her playing a half a season.
Yeah.
To get back in shape and to play some 5-on-5 basketball. That'd be interesting. And I'm sure they'll treat her a lot nicer. And I can imagine they're going to get the same promotion. They're going to promote her like crazy, just like the MLS did. They're going to treat her right, like MLS did with Lionel Messi. They're going to treat him right. They're not going to rough him up or anything like that.
Of course.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. Anyways, so hey, that's our take. We're sticking to it. So I'm glad she's not in there, and I think that the ratings are going to be a disaster. So no one's going to pay attention. All right. So hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, hit that notification bell. You do to get notified of our next video, and make Rob happy. And if you like this video, hit the like button and join us for our live show. Both Rob and I will be there this Monday night. We'll talk about this, and you can call in. We can talk about NBA and the NFL, and
my Browns beating the Steelers in the snow,
and who's going to win the Heisman, and who's going to win the college tournament this year. So it's every Monday except for major holidays, 6 to 8 Eastern time. And if you want to donate to this channel, you can with super chats and super thanks down below. And there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.